All right, YouTube, it's been 2 days since we've been back in the shop and let this ProSeal cure up. One thing I realized when I came back in, and it might help you guys from having issues down the road. I kind of knew better, but I needed to, look, we did this stuff together. This ProSeal, like right around here, down this rivet line here, we're gonna have to seal. I noticed that that this isn't cleaned up right here. And that might, and this is pretty hard stuff. I mean, it's flexible, but it's cured. I need to get that off. Same thing here. Here I'm good, but I think I might have discovered why some people have problems with sealing up their tanks. And it could be this right here. I mean, because this is pretty hard. So naturally the rib that goes into here, it's not going to lay flat. It's not going to be mated to that surface real well, number one. Number two, because you have this here, the ProSeal is not going to melt into this because this is already cured. So I need to come back through here. I'm going to take my die grinder and just ever so gently clean this off because that could possibly lead to problems. I've never seen a video where someone's done that, and all these videos that I've seen where they have leaks. So, except for the Vans one that they did. But yeah, so it's very important, I think, to be aware of this. And while it's still wet, you hit it with acetone, it'll come right off. But so yeah, so I'm gonna take the die grinder ever so slightly, maybe my Dremel, and get in there and clean that surface up, get it better looking. So yep, so that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully we'll get 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 more stiffeners in, but right now I'm going to get that cleaned up. All right, YouTube, there we go, got the other stiffeners in. So 7 stiffeners, I'm trying to think, 50, about 100 grams of the ProSeal, 50 grams. And it was right at, I was done. I mean, I ran out of ProSeal right there at the end. And so that's about it. Can you get 10 grams per stiffener? Yeah. I do have, if you can look here, show you what I have left over. There's some globs there, things like that. You'll see a lot of popsicle sticks. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Yeah, there's a big glob there. I probably could have squeezed out 5 stiffeners, about 10 grams per stiffener. But it worked out. 100 grams, I got 7, right? So I would have been 3 short. Yeah, it's just one of those things. You don't want to overskim, or you don't want to underskim. You don't want to not have enough. Throwing it away is better than not having enough. And there you guys can see the work. Once again, I took the trusty flashlight. Right as I said, it doesn't work. Went down, looked for air pockets, looked for things being light on the skin, things like that, and everything. So you definitely need, I would say, have a flashlight or something so you can illuminate, get your sight in there better. A couple things I want to show you. What I used, what I tried to use, and what worked, what didn't work. First thing is, I've got a set of fairing, different size fairing tools for doing fairing. Fluting, not fairing, fluting. And, well, you guys know what I mean. Where you get this radius there. I was going to use this. I figured it would be great. But to be honest with you, the old popsicle stick is the best. And let me tell you why. The last thing you want to have to do is when you're getting this on it, because you're going to glob it up pretty good, is have to go and clean it off. And that's what you're going to have to do with this guy every time. You're going to have to go clean it off. These are great, but if you got to do a lot and you got to move kind of quickly, and you don't mind throwing the stuff out, this works the best. popsicle stick. You can just run down there and be done with it. I got the larger popsicle sticks for getting the material out, the ProSeal out of the cans. I found that this was great for doing that instead of this. This was a mess. Each one of these rivets you have to seal, and the way that you do that is, let me see if I can show you. There it is, the straw. So I just bought these straws. Vans uses a metal tube, but I can see where that would be a pain as well, because these you can just use, cut, throw away. You know, you dip it into the ProSeal, and then you dip it and then twist it around to cover up all of the rivets. And you do want to cover up all the rivet heads and everything. So just cheap straws is another thing. Harbor Freight, I'll say Harbor Freight because that's the only place I saw it. This is a pallet for doing Bondo. It's an aluminum piece. This thing is awesome. It cleans up real well. All of this ProSeal will clean up with acetone, so make sure you have that. Make sure you have disposable rags, whatever you want to use. Make sure you clean your tools. Make sure when you're back riveting it, you don't forget to clean the head out and everything with the acetone. I do have these Bondo knives. The ProSeal didn't work really well. Actually, these guys here worked really well in mixing up versus the Bondo knives. These are they're too flexible. And this ProSeal, when you get it, you'll see it's very, very thick. It's a very thick material. So those knives, they don't have enough stiffness to them. If you had a sticker or a thicker set of knives, maybe that would work for you. Can't say enough great things about my Simcoe dispenser. These things are awesome. You just make sure that when you buy you can get these from Aircraft Tool Supply, Aircraft Tool Company. These guys here, the set of inserts. I bought 20 of them. I'm probably going to buy 20 more. Make sure you get the plungers. This is what goes in the back and seals it. And then of course the different nozzles. So I would probably say 40 if you order them 40. They're relatively inexpensive. You're building an airplane, so everything is going to be expensive. Let me see. I'm going to do a little dumpster dive in here. I want to show you this. The reason why you should buy the Simcoe version, and I've seen different versions of this. This is what it looks like. But as you can see, it really does a great job in scraping down the side and getting all of the material, making sure that you're maximizing the most material and you don't get a big ooze. I would say, go ahead and spend the money. Here, I'll give you a ProSeal cartridge. Only this is the 2.5. You will have to, when you buy your Simcoe gun, it usually comes with a 6-ounce holder. You will have to buy the 2.5 ounce separate, but I recommend you get that for the smaller batches. Of course, the 6 will be used for. I have used that when I'm doing like the trailing edges of the wingtips and stuff like that. You seal that up with ProSeal, and these things work. I can't just. This is a tool. Besides having a good compressor and the desire, I would highly recommend the Simcoe. They're expensive if you buy them brand new, but you can get them on eBay I've seen them as low as $80 on eBay. So, they're pretty. Look, they're pretty self-explanatory. It's basically a hose. Here's the air hole that blows through. It locks by this mechanism here, which you screw up and down, and that tightens these rings up. There's not a whole lot here, so I just can't imagine one that you'd get on eBay be defective or broken. I do recommend, though, that you go with the Simcoe product because the quality's there. All right, so we got our ribs, or we got our stiffeners in. Tape, as you can see, the tape does a tremendous job. and keeping, you know, this is messy. There's just no way around it. This is really, really messy stuff, and it stinks. I gotta warn you, I'm in a closed off area, and I'm probably need to go out and get some fresh air. But this stuff stinks. There's no doubt about it, and it will definitely mess with you. So yeah, just make sure you make sure that you wear the right protective gear and everything. So. All right, so that's about it. I still got 2 up there to do. I'm probably, not probably, I'm going to wait on those this next couple of weeks. I don't know what I'm doing video-wise. I'm moving into my new hangar, so I've got to get all of this loaded onto the trailer. I got to get it organized and cleaned up. I gotta get all this, and I gotta get it over to the hangar. So that's probably gonna be the week. I can tell you, I'm gonna be building a lot more of these benches. I love these benches, so I'm gonna be building a lot more over there at the hangar and everything and stuff like that. So yeah, so I've got 2 more stiffeners I gotta put up there at the top, but I'm gonna hold off. I gotta let these set up for 2 days. I might come in and just knock those 2 out sometime, but I don't want to have this material moving around a whole lot, because now it's got to cure and set up, and you don't want it bending. So that's the other thing. I got my shop van. It's hot in here. I had to keep that sucker turned off, because as you can see, just moving it a little bit, you can see the metal moving. So yeah, that's about it. I just want to say thanks for joining me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, just leave them in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And like always, take the time, if it's a weekend for you guys, because this is when I shot it, take the time to spend it. If it's not the weekend, spend some time with your family, man. You know, that's what it's all about. And like always, God bless you guys. Be safe.